Ever since the invention of princesses, there have been princess kidnappers.
And these two are certainly among the top tier in their trade. Donkey Kong, defender of the world's largest banana horde.
And Bowser, the king of the Koopas. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Now this is the law of the jungle, as old and as true as the sky. The ones that shall keep it may prosper,
but the ones who touch Donkey Kong's banana horde must die. See, I know literature. Well, the parts about killing anyway.
Long ago, an illegal pet gorilla famously did battle with his abusive owner atop a construction site.
The ape's name was Donkey Kong, and the conflict didn't go so well for him.
After escaping, he fled to a remote island with his son, also named Donkey Kong. His son would later bear a child destined to rule the island. This powerful ape was named, you guessed it, Donkey Kong.
Being a gorilla, Donkey Kong naturally loves bananas.
No. Real gorillas primarily eat plants, like stems and bamboo shoots, and sometimes termites to fight diarrhea.
Too much info, Wiz. Well, this gorilla loves bananas so much that he's hoarded hundreds for himself. And if someone tries to take away any of his delicious golden treasures, may God help them.
And yet his enemies have been bold enough to steal his entire stockpile several times, right out from under his nose. That's what happens when you hog every banana on the island to yourself. Just basic supply and demand.
Donkey Kong weighs 800 pounds and stands about 8 feet tall. That's almost twice as big as a normal gorilla. He spends his afternoons as if he were a Florida native by finding ways to kill crocodiles, such as crushing them with his sheer weight, chucking barrels at them like his old man, or just straight up punching them to death.
The strength this ape wields is so tremendous, his very palms can shake the earth. And his trademark giant punch can send his victims flying beyond the horizon.
But just because he's strong doesn't mean he's slow. He can unleash a flurry of blows so fast he ignites the hydrogen in the air, creating explosions!
This is similar to a meteor catching fire while falling through the atmosphere at 25,000 miles per hour.
I'm telling you, Wiz, it's only a matter of time before the apes take over.
While common gorillas have impressed the scientific community by using basic tools, Donkey Kong is a little beyond that.
Yeah, he's got a shotgun! Like, I know it looks like he's just carrying around a log, but no, seriously, it's a boomstick that Funky Kong somehow made out of a tree that fires concussive homing coconuts!
It can fire in spurts, and if he shoots you, it's gonna hurt. At least, that's what the DK rap tells us. But what it doesn't tell us is that the series of grunts you hear from the Kongs is actually them speaking their own language.
Really? I wonder what he's saying.
Banana Slammer! Banana Slammer! Banana Slammer! Banana Slammer! Banana Slammer! Banana Slammer!
Mostly just that. Sometimes he sings too.
From on top of the white mountains, your glory rises high to the sky.
What the hell? Okay, I know I watched some of this show, but I do not remember there being any musical numbers, like at all.
Oh, there were 2 in every episode. 40 episodes in all. Your brain likely shut down while watching to protect your fragile consciousness.
I'd shower you with coconut cream pies.
Good one, Brain. I owe you a beer.
Donkey Kong has done some ridiculous things. With a clap of his hands, he can create a shockwave strong enough to shatter meteors. Also, I exaggerate nothing when I say he ate an entire plantation of bananas in a single afternoon.
He's agile enough to dodge arrows on a narrow ledge and tough enough to survive point-blank explosions. Multiple times!
But most impressively, after surviving an explosion that launched him into orbit, he used a fully charged giant punch to send a moon careening into the planet.
He apparently expands his power by using both his bananas and his body hair, like a monkey Burt Reynolds. If he gets a haircut, though, he loses his power and looks really weird.
Wow. Well, perhaps DK's cranial deformity is linked to his greatest weakness. You see, Donkey Kong is kind of an idiot.
We're talking about an ape who didn't realize he was following his own treasure map until after he found the bananas it led to.
Or while suffering from amnesia, a pirate crocodile was able to convince him that he was a crocodile through song and dance. Donkey Kong joined in, singing about physical features he clearly does not possess.
He's also just as lazy as he is stupid. One time, he and Diddy were making a killing selling frozen coconuts and could have had all the bananas they ever wanted. But the simple task of just cracking coconuts open all day was too strenuous for the big ape. So he sold the business for a couple measly bananas.
Bananas are the only motivator that seem to work on DK, but they're also the only one he needs to bring out the big guns.
If something separates him from his precious fruit stockpile, someone is going to die.
Nothing's stopping me this time.
Not a do it. You're gonna stop because that's what you do when you're faced with an irresistible force.
Once upon a time, a giant turtle had a dream. He would conquer the Mushroom Kingdom by turning everyone in it into brick. But one pesky princess had the gall to undo his mystical masonry.
Naturally, King Bowser Koopa had only one sensible option. He snatched her up and locked her away in his castle. No, not that castle. That castle.
Because what's a little kidnapping when you've already morphed thousands of innocents into brick?
With the princess out of the picture, Bowser finally had it all, until two pesky portly plumbers popped up out of nowhere and procured his petulant princess.
Nice job on that alliteration.
I'm surprised you know what alliteration means.
Of course, my conspicuous co-host. Anyway, if there's one thing to say about Bowser, it's that he never gives up. He's always hatching a new scheme for domination with his army, and you know it's going to involve some princess pilfering.
And not only is he tenacious, but he's also incredibly tough.
Probably due to his natural turtliness.
That's not a real word, but you are correct. Bowser's seemingly indestructible shell can take an insane amount of abuse, as can the rest of him, really.
Not only that, but his shell's great for doling out damage. Probably because of the Impale-A-Man-sized spikes, which he can shoot out of his shell like a goddamn cannon.
Bowser also fights with his razor-sharp teeth and claws, and is capable of lifting and throwing massive amounts of weight.
He could probably even lift your mother, Wiz.
Hey!
Lord knows I couldn't. He's also got a bunch of weapons to throw around, like hammers, spike balls, and Mecha Koopas, all from the safety of the happiest flying machine ever, the Koopa Clown Copter. Is that spelled with C's or K's?
An impressive airborne vehicle which can somehow drop ammunition exactly the size of itself. Probably via some kind of magic.
Oh yeah, have we mentioned that this is a magic turtle? He can breathe fire like a dragon, shapeshift into anything, and even grow at will to be as big as a castle, which is also a transformer. You think he can grow his...
No, I don't want to think about it. Have you seen a turtle penis? They're horrifying.
I haven't. Why have you?
Science. Anyway, with his size increase comes a tremendous boost in power. Not only can he fight a castle, he can pick the whole thing up and throw it.
He's tough enough to survive lava of any temperature, even when it melts off his skin. He's withstood a point-blank supernova and being sucked into a black hole multiple times.
And consider, a black hole is a complete compression of space and time which stretches anything apart, even light itself.
Man, you'd think with all this awesome power, Bowser can take over the Mushroom Kingdom, like, no problem.
Except he's an idiot. He's constantly underestimating his opponents. He builds traps in his castles which always end up being used against him. And to top it all off, he's illiterate. Still, with his incredible ferocity and brute force, it's no wonder Bowser strikes fear across the Mushroom Kingdom.
Until they all get together for go-karting or some tennis.
Take it from me, Boomstick. You can't always be the bad guy.
Okay.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
It's time for a death battle!
Fight!
The winner is Donkey Kong.
Next time on Death Battle.